Welcome to the beautiful campus of Orchard Lake St. Mary's in an early season test of the high school hockey world in Michigan. St. Mary's taking on Brighton, a couple of teams that played for state championships last year and trying to get back there in a few months. Tonight facing off against one another in a special Thanksgiving Eve hockey game. Welcome upstairs as we get you ready for this one. Evan Stockton, Ben Holden alongside the rest of our great crew. Glad you're making a little time for us on what is an extremely busy time in the sports world. Ben, as we were just talking about, both of these teams made the state championship game last year. Lord knows they've got aspirations to get back there this year, but what can they learn about one another? What can each team learn about themselves in a game like this tonight?
Well, I think, number one, you're going to learn a lot about your players. You're going to learn a lot about what they can bring in a big game like this, because we talked to both coaches throughout the week leading up to the game, and both coaches talked about, yeah, you don't want to lose games. Kids don't want to lose. Adults don't want to lose games. It's just the way it is. But for these coaches, they want to see what this does for them throughout the rest of this calendar year, but they want to build for February and certainly into March when it's crunch time and it's single elimination time.
Yeah, that's the beauty, right, of a sport like hockey or basketball. It's not football. If you lose a game, specifically early in the season, it is not the end of the world like football could be, as we all know it being the end of the world.
No, you're right. And, you know, these two teams, both coaches made it clear. They're in this thing to win the state championships and the state titles. Brighton's got 5. Orchard Lake St. Mary's has won 3 in their tenure. It's been a while for Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Brighton more recently in winning a state championship. But these programs are 2 of the premier programs in this state. They expect to win. They expect to be there at the end. And watching these two teams warm up here tonight a few minutes ago, these two teams are ready to go. You wonder about Brighton only in this sense. Kurt Kivistow told us yesterday, he said, we didn't have the best practice, but I talked to him before the game. I know you talked with Brian Claneau from Orchard Lake St. Mary's, which we're going to hear about. And Kurt felt really good about his team. He said the guys are focused. They didn't skate today, of course. They're high school kids, so they're not college and pro kids. So they come to the rink, they're ready to roll. And I think we're going to see a high-scoring game between two teams that can really bring it as good as any two in the state from the offensive standpoint.
Yeah, and it's interesting when you look at the makeup of the teams. Brighton, a team that lost in the Division I state championship last year, a ton of guys are back. As for St. Mary's, which lost in the D3 final last year, new guys are in as some leave. Let's start with St. Mary's. Ben, who's a couple of names we've got to focus on tonight?
Well, I think, one, the old adage in hockey, you start from the net out. Not so much the goaltender, but Mitchell Rivet. His dad, Craig, was a longtime NHL player. They love what he does. He's that calming presence. You always hear coaches talk about that in hockey. You need a calming presence in your net. You need a calming presence amongst your defense corps. This kid's got the pedigree. He's certainly got the bloodlines. He's going to be a guy to watch for Orchard Lake tonight. Up front, a young sophomore who Brian Claneau told us, he said, I think this kid is the most dynamic player in the state. Julian Johnson, he wears number 21. You don't want to compare anybody to an NHL guy when he's in high school, but he's got the traits and characteristics, according to his head coach, Brian Claneau, of a Patrice Bergeron. So those would be 2 on the Orchard Lake side. On the Brighton side, Dominic Vincent, great story. We both love it. Yep. How do you not? First varsity game he plays in their only game so far. Each team's only played 1 game. He goes out and puts up 2 and 4 for 6 points. Brighton hasn't had a player do that since the 17-18 season. That's how you come out. That's how you start with a bang in your high school career.
Yeah, both of these teams won. Brighton won their first game 9-1. St. Mary's won, I think it was 16-1.
16-17. They might have scored again.
Right. Absolutely ridiculous. We're looking forward to a really fun hockey game tonight. St. Mary's head coach Brian Claneau sat down with us before tonight's game. You will hear that in just a little bit. Brighton, St. Mary's, fun one on Thanksgiving Eve. Come on back with us. Back on the campus of Orchard Lake St. Mary's, anticipating a very fun hockey game between two teams that competed for a state championship last year and expecting to compete for one this year. Orchard Lake St. Mary's taking on Brighton. Brian Claneau, the head coach for Orchard Lake St. Mary's, joining us before puck drop. Coach, appreciate your time, first of all. And second of all, as we approach game number 2 of the season, remind me, what was the score of the first game? 16-1 the other night?
Yeah, 16-1.
So how are you feeling early on in the season about what your club's looking like?
I like where we're at currently. Certainly we have a lot more work to do to reach our goals. But they're working hard. They're settling into our systems, and I like where we're at right now.
Obviously, playing a program like Brighton this early in the year, that's a team that competed for a state championship last year, has state championship aspirations again this year. What's the value of playing a game like this?
Well, it's, we've been doing this, I think, probably playing Brighton on Thanksgiving Eve for 14 or 15 seasons now. So it's a great series of games that we have with them. We have a good relationship with them, and they're always a good hockey team, very well coached, and we always have good games with them. So,
talking with Brian Klenow, the head coach for Orchard Lake St. Mary's, before they take on Brighton tonight. Coach, as you evaluate the roster and as folks settle in to watch this game tonight, who are a couple of names that have stood out to you in that first game the other day and in practice so far?
Well, a lot of guys, but I think our four captains, certainly Kyle Kavik, Dugan Krejci, Reese Williams, and Hunter Morris are four guys that stood out. And then Matthew Waring has played very well for us and shows to be a very strong player, I think, in the state. Certainly our goaltending, Michael Fett and Blaise Cervelli have played well. But I think everybody is eager to get better, and they're working hard at what we're trying to teach, and so it's been great up to this point. So
anyone who's ever been on this campus understands the athletic lineage that is here. You got guys who have played in the NBA, guys who have played in the NFL, and certainly guys who have played in the NHL. A lot of state championships that have been won here in hockey. What makes this school, and specifically the hockey program, that you're proud to be a part of?
I just think it's the the foundation that's been set here. I mean, certainly we're a strong academic school. We're certainly guided by our faith, and then athletics is a big part of our school as well.
Specifically with the goals for this team, I know it's the day before Thanksgiving, right? You got to the state championship game last year in Division III, which was something new for St. Mary's, early on in the year. But what has maybe been a message or two for your club entering this season?
I think the biggest message that we're trying to send is we're trying to really form that team unit, and once we do that, everything else seems to fall into place. That the team unit and hard work and discipline will carry us a long way. So that's our message.
Then the last thing I got for you. When the game ends around 9:30, 10 o'clock, and you're talking to the boys in the dressing room after the game, if St. Mary's has won, what do you think a couple key reasons will be because of that?
I think it'll be hard work and following our systems and being disciplined.
Following your systems and staying disciplined. If I had $1 for every time a hockey coach has ever said that, I'd have a few extra bucks. Brian Klenow, the head coach for St. Mary's. Appreciate your time. Best of luck, sir.
Thank you.
St. Mary's and Brighton, puck drop coming up. Thanksgiving Eve matchup that a lot of high school hockey fans in Michigan will be watching. Stay tuned. Puck drop coming up soon.
Every day is sweet when we're serving you Blizzard treats. Like M&M's, cookie dough, Reese's, and new Oreo fudge brownie. All made with our world-famous vanilla soft serve. Thanks for being our fans for all these years. And here's to many more. DQ, happy tastes good.
It's become a fun little tradition in the high school hockey world in Michigan. Outstanding matchups the day before Thanksgiving. And we got a good one tonight. St. Mary's, fresh off a trip to the Division III state championship game last year, takes on Brighton, which made the Division I state championship game last year. Evan and Ben back with you. Glad you're making a little time for us, wherever you may be, this day before Thanksgiving. Maybe someone's brining a turkey and watching with us tonight, Ben. That is fantastic.
They might be. We certainly hope they are. And excited for this hockey game. These are two teams that are really going to get up and down the sheet of ice here. Brighton scored 9 in their first game. You mentioned it. 16 for St. Mary's. And Brighton put up 5 in the opening period of their game. So these two teams, Evan, are going to play at a pace. They're not going to dump the puck in much. You're going to see a lot of puck possession from these two teams that are really skilled and two teams that really work hard.
Yeah.
And as you said with Brian there in the interview, I'm with you on that. I'd have a lot of money, follow the systems. That's going to be key. I mean, it's going to be key for both these teams to try to control the pace, not get too amped up, try to just play each shift at a time, 30, 35 seconds, get on, get off, make smart plays with the puck.
So you're looking at who's starting tonight for Brighton. You see the starting forward pair and D pair. Ryan Nickerson starts. Levi Piniella, who was an outstanding netminder for Brighton, he played the season opener. He was not scheduled to play today. Ryan Nickerson, who was a really suitable backup for them last year, he'll get the start for St. Mary's.
Yeah.
Michael Fett in between the pipes for St. Mary's, and here's the rest of your starters. Cretu, the left winger, one of the captains who they love up front for St. Mary's.
I was just going to say that's a nice problem for Kurt Kivisto and his staff to have, and you got an all-stater on the bench tonight, and you go with the guy that's quote-unquote number 2, so we'll see how he does.
Off we go from St. Mary's. Remember, you got 17-minute periods in high school, so 3 off the 20 you get in college and professional. Banging bodies, and it's picked up by Maddox McMullen. Blue liner shoots, and it's gloved and held for a whistle by Fett.
Saw Birchfield there inside of his own blue line there, laying the body, kind of setting the tone early on for Brighton. And really, both teams going to go 30 seconds here. A lot of times you'll see teams maybe go 40. That's about the cap, but 30 seconds, quick shifts, on and off, smart plays.
And remember as well, this is second game of the year. Your
Correct.
sea legs aren't quite under you, so shorter shifts just to be safe.
Yep.
Off the face-off, Brighton loses it in their own offensive zone, and St. Mary's can bring it to center. These are new uniforms for St. Mary's this year. The familiar barber pole uniforms have been put in mothballs for now, but there still is a Polish seal on one of the shoulders, so things aren't that strange here at St. Mary's. First shot of the game for the Eaglets. Nickerson made the save, and then Dylan Hunt actually crashed into him on the save, and that's off its moorings.
Yeah, not much he could do there. Just a ton of speed, as you'll see here, coming into the zone right into your kitchen there, and he's down. That ice is still pretty fresh, and he's fine. No harm done there.
Nickerson, a guy who grew up playing for Victory Honda, which is one of several outstanding travel hockey programs in Metro Detroit. His goals against average last year as the backup, 168, and the save percentage nearly 930. Again, Ben, to your point, for a backup, that's pretty darn good.
It's pretty good for a starter.
Right.
But yeah, it's outstanding, and that Victory Honda program is a really good program throughout the years, and I know Kurt Kivisto and his staff, they love both these guys. As Brighton they played the body a little bit more here. Hasn't been real physical yet here so far, but they played it a little bit more.
Not a ton of puck possession yet. Opportunity could be coming here. Seaman, backhand, wide left. Brighton gets it out to center. One of the D pairs, Pivot, for St. Mary's back to play it. And they can't clear. Brighton trying to stride ahead. Could be an opportunity, and a penalty is coming as Kercab, check it, that's McLaren, tripped on his way to the net. Follow-up try goes wide. And now St. Mary's can touch. First power play of the game coming for Brighton.
Yeah, it's going to be a trip. And Brighton in that opening game, that 9-1 win, they were 2 for 4 on the man advantage. And here's a look back. You see that Brighton bench there, and on the road here, there's the play right there. Just stop skating. You're going to use your stick, and the Orchard Lake player there stopped skating, put his stick in there, and dragged him down. So we'll see what Brighton does here with their top power play unit on here.
That's 15, Kyle Kavik taking the face-off for St. Mary's. Birchfield on the other side about to take this face-off for Brighton on the power play. Making sure all the T's are crossed and I's are dotted here before we can drop the puck.
Yep. Brighton's going to make a late change here. As they're going to bring on Bankner, the sophomore, he'll man the right point here, so we'll see if that makes a difference. And of course, Orchard Lake with a last change here. They're going to counter with a couple of moves themselves here, Evan.
Yeah, so they'll have Luke Rice, 22, the senior, take the face-off. Good penalty killer on last year's club. They waved off the penalty, by the way. It's 5-on-5 hockey.
Yeah, they did.
Hey, second game of the year, everyone's getting the cobwebs on, I suppose.
You don't see that every day.
So a shot from the blue line by Brighton goes wide. We are back to 5-on-5 hockey. That's why we have the delay. Right point shot is waffling near the net. It goes wide. Steer to the far hash. St. Mary's cannot clear. That's a strong keep left side of the ice by Mason Blow. Now it's out to center, and another whistle halts play. Touched by one of the benches. That will bring the faceoff back into the offensive zone for Brighton.
Mm-hmm. They'll take that all night long, and you mentioned it, both teams just the one game, so still trying to find a little bit of chemistry are both teams. Brighton's only got 18 players on their roster, so there's not a lot of wiggle room for them. But a program that year in, year out is one of the top in Division I in the state.
Lost to Detroit Catholic Central in the state title game last year. The program and players were so disappointed in that, they refused to pick up the runner-up trophy. The athletic director for Brighton had to pick it up off the ice and take it back to school, John Thompson, because all the players and coaches just left it on the ice and had no intention of taking it back to school.
Nothing wrong with that. It's good motivation.
Brighton brings it into the offensive zone, bringing it to the slot for a shot that goes wide for Vincent. He's the guy we were talking about in the Open, who had 6 points in the season opener the other night.
That's how you make an impact.
If that old phrase, you're only as good as your first impression, is true, well, Dominic Vincent had an outstanding first impression.
Yeah, pretty good. What a start for him.
This puck being battled for in the neutral zone, and Brighton brings it back into the defensive zone. Again, neither team has had sustained puck possession so far in this game, but if you have to give one team the edge, you could give it to Brighton.
I would agree with that. They've had a little bit more time in the O zone, and we'll see what Orchard Lake does here. They got some speed on this forecheck, Evan.
Yes, they do. Battling away behind the net, creating a turnover. Brighton using its size to try to pitchfork it along those far boards. St. Mary's, a 1-on-3 forecheck, battling for the puck, still holding the offensive zone. And now it's out to center for Brighton. Bodies careening all over the ice, as you'd expect in game number 2 of the year. Here comes Brighton 2-on-2, turning into a 2-on-1. Patiently waiting in the offensive zone, leaving it behind the net. This is Lurch. Handing off for Davatilla. Popped along the boards. Held left side of the ice. That's 19 Sater. Aiden and Noah, a pair of brothers who are both on the blue line for Brighton. Shot off the side of the net. Good looking opportunity for Lurch.
I got the scoring chances 2-0 at this point. That's number 2 for Brighton.
This is the best time in the O-zone that either team has had all night. And on cue, it's out to center. One-on-one opportunity. St. Mary's shot saved by Nickerson. Morad took the shot, and Nickerson leaves it behind the net to keep the play going. Long attempted breakout pass, misses Lurch. This is an icing and an offensive zone face-off for the home team.
You mentioned Sater, and that was Aiden Sater. They're trying to spring that forward there. First year playing defense, so he's made the transition back to the back end, and he hits that pass. They're going to walk in there with a scoring chance. I like that approach. I like the thought process there, and I like the quick pass. You always hear it. You know, first pass out of your own zone is everything in this sport, and I like that mentality that Sater used right there.
And again, to what we're talking about, that's the little nuances that you'll get in game 20 and 30 of a year versus game 2. You don't quite have that chemistry yet.
Oh, no question. I mean, it takes a little bit of time. But Brighton, to me, like you said, I feel they've had 2 chances to score. St. Mary's, I don't know if I'd give them 1 yet, but they've been the team that's seemed a little bit sharper here early on, Evan.
Brighton leading the shot battle 4-3. And another whistle. Looked like that puck got over the red line. Apparently not.
Well, both these teams highly ranked in the initial rankings last week around the state. Orchard Lake St. Mary's, a team that they're highly ranked in Division III, but they're also part of the Super 10 according to those that rank the clubs. Brighton highly ranked in Division I, and both these teams will be there late in the season when it matters the most.
Reese Williams, one of the captains for St. Mary's, kick-start of the breakout, passing it right side of the ice. Another captain, Hunter Morris, tried to chase it down and lost the puck. Brighton a quick recycle. This is a 2-on-1. Right side pass.
Ooh.
Shot got tipped. Nice defense by Jack Moran. Another recycle for Brighton. Pass in front. Off the crossbar. No! What an opportunity for Vincent. He nearly scored again.
I'll tell you what, that whole play started with the play by Birchfield inside of his own line. He's had a big hit. He's making plays. He's skating. He's playing with energy, and he's got his head up.
Here's Reve for St. Mary's. He lost the puck behind the net. Right now, Brighton is flying all over the ice.
Sure are.
Trying to unknot the scoreless hockey game.
Good
There you
stick.
go, another turnover, and then Reve getting the body to Vincent.
That was a stick from Evan Wohlhart there. Good stick by him.
The center ice logo. McMullen wheeling away from pressure and delivering a crunch to Matthew Waring. Long bomb stretch pass found by St. Mary's. Changing behind the play. That's a hit, that's a penalty. And they are going to get Cam Duffany. So
Yeah.
Power play number 1 of the night goes to St. Mary's.
I was going to say, sorry, Evan, that's a pretty easy call. And it will go to St. Mary's with 10.5 left here in the period. So special teams, they're always big, and especially when you've got two teams that can score the way these two teams are capable of, as they get a look back here at the penalty here, and there's a little bit of that opportunity to play off the crossbar there. And again, that was all started with good stick work, active sticks in the lanes, and a good job by Brighton. Let's see what they do on the PK here.
Opportunity for St. Mary's. Brighton trying to set up the kill. They find it and clear it down the ice. Wobbling puck out of the net, Fett to play it for St. Mary's. And it's up to center. Moran into the offensive zone. All the way far side of the ice to Seaman. Marino Seaman walking right. Onto the forehand he goes. Pass to the slot got tipped. And a turnover for Brighton, and down the ice, killing it with 1:20 to go in the power play.
That's good, effective work in your own zone. You weather it. You know they're going to come out sharp early on, and a good job by Brighton to defend in their own end. Smart play to get it out. Another smart play here as St. Mary's is on the change, and they've got it.
Cretu pawing it down to the offensive zone as St. Mary's changes on the power play. And Brighton gets it down the ice. Good clear and kill by Sater.
This is the second penalty kill of the year for Brighton. They won 9-1 against Novi, so they haven't seen much time there, and that was something that their head coach talked about they haven't worked on a lot. But so far here, Evan, with 40 to go, they're looking pretty good here in their first kill of the night.
Not a shot on goal yet on this power play for St. Mary's. Fett kick-starting a breakout from his goaltender spot. And an offside play as St. Mary's entered the zone with Cretu.
And St. Mary's hasn't even been able to get set up. I mean, Brighton's done a good job of keeping them to the perimeter. Their sticks, again, have been good. I like the way they play with those sticks in those lanes, and they're quick, they're active, kind of like their head coach was. There's Orchard Lake St. Mary's head coach, Brian Cleno, but Kurt was that kind of player. He was a grinder and a hard-working player when he played in college, a part of that 07 national championship team at Michigan State.
Still time in this power play for St. Mary's, but they're still looking for a shot on the man advantage. And they're about to get another man advantage and a brief 5-on-3. That's a trip.
Yep. Another easy call there.
So now Lurch goes to the box.
Yep.
And as we get a look at the penalty, Ben, I'm sure Kurt Kavisto is sitting there going, well, the first kill was great, but I didn't expect the second so soon.
No, but that's just another example. Like we thought we saw the penalty that was negated on Orchard Lake St. Mary's. You get beat, you got to keep your feet moving. You can't stop. You got to keep those feet turning and burning, or you're going to get lazy and use the stick. So now a abbreviated 5-on-3, as you mentioned.
clear for Brighton. So this will kill off the 5-on-3. Now you go back to 5-on-4 for about 1:45. Pass to the left side of the ice, striding ahead, Hunter Morris. Into the corner it goes. St. Mary's with the extra man swarming and taking the puck away. Walking the goal line, extended, pass in front, shot, score! Their first shot on the power play is a goal for Jack Moran. Took them a while, Ben, to get it set up, but they finally did. They capitalized.
They sure did, and good patience, good work. Brighton had been bang on so far in the PK, but not there. It's a tough play to defend in front, because you get a great look at it here from overhead. Inside of the defending player there, and a left-handed shot. He can't get his stick on those hands on the other side of the body, and it's 1-0 just like that.
Excellent pass by Marino Seaman, finished off by Jack Moran. That's one of those slam it in on the doorstep goals you dream about. St. Mary's playing it back in front. Man tumbling down to the ice as Kavik tried to let it go. Brighton gets it out to center. All of a sudden, Brighton getting a turnover, coming back the other way. Shot from a tough angle, save. Rebound popped to the slot, grabbed by St. Mary's. Took a while for this game to come unglued, but it's coming unglued now. Shot got tipped by Johnston.
This is a young man I was talking with you about, 21 out there. Amazing set of hands, great vision. He's a total package. Many believe he's the best sophomore in the state.
Right now he's on the left side of your screen, and he'll change. Again, the goal for St. Mary's on the power play, Jack Moran, assisted by Seaman. They had consecutive power plays, and their first shot on either of them went in the back of the net. And I'm sure Brighton's thinking as well, okay, take a couple of penalties in one period, that's fine. We just can't have them back to back. Our guys are gassed.
Yeah, Brighton's hit a crossbar and has had 3 scoring chances so far with nothing to show for it.
Pass to the slot, and a shot goes wide right. Luke Rice let it go. Turnover, Brighton walking ahead. Dominic Vincent got crunched far side of the boards.
Another penalty coming here.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Vincent behind the play.
Yep.
He was frustrated by the hit. And Brighton is also going to be frustrated by the fact that they started this hockey game well on the road,
Yep.
but now they just took their 3rd penalty in 4 minutes.
Yeah, they did, and it's Vincent who's going to sit in the bin for 2 or less. Down 1-0 here already, and there's the guilty party in the box for Brighton. Here's how it happened. Yeah, that's you got to be more disciplined than that. I know these guys are high school kids, but you got to be smarter than that. They played hockey a long time. You just can't do that in a game with an opponent like they're facing. You got to be more disciplined and smarter when you're out on the ice.
Frankly, given St. Mary's this many power plays is like feeding red meat to a hungry dog.
Yeah, playing with fire. Pick your analogy, but yeah, it is.
St. Mary's hoping to set up shop on the power play. Wobbling puck found by the Bulldogs, and Noah Sater gets it down the ice. Coming up on 6 minutes to go, first period. Moran scored on the last power play for St. Mary's. This puck is back into the offensive zone, but held by McMullen and cleared again. Frankly, Ben, the uncrisp passing we're seeing on the power play is very expected in the second game of the year. You just can't replicate things like this in practice like you'd like to in a game setting.
No, it's a different mentality from the opposition. It's a different colored uniform, and you're right, it's tough to replicate it. But I'll tell you what, Brighton doing a pretty good job here with a shorthanded situation here.
Shot from the slot went wide. St. Mary's is changing behind the play. This 2-on-4 is taken away and cleared again.
And they got plenty of time here, Evan. 40 seconds. Both teams getting some fresh legs out there.
Bringing it to the slot. This is an offside play.
Johnston was the intended target there, and head coach Brian Cloneau told us, he said he's a wizard. Scouts are coming to watch this kid play. First year of their program. He did come up in their youth program, so that helps. And, you know, I think one of the things in this state, as high school hockey continues to grow year after year, you need to have those feeder programs, whether it's here at a private institution like St. Mary's or a school like Trenton, who's done it as good as anyone in this state from the public school level for years. That's important in developing these young players in the great state of Michigan.
Both coaches very proud to be coaching high school hockey here in Michigan. And the continued success of guys who play at the high school level and on to bigger and better things. I mean, just look at the walls here at St. Mary's as you walk in.
Yeah.
It's a mini Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it is. And so that's a huge kill right there for Brighton with under 5 to go in this opening period, Evan. They did not want to go down 2-rip in this game. That's a big kill for them. We'll see if that momentum can carry over at the other end of the rink.
St. Mary's still holding in the offensive zone. Brighton takes it away and sends it to free ice. So now Brighton probably can just breathe a sigh of relief finally and go, gee, have a chance to set up, as you're saying.
Yeah, you know, they've had to do a lot of work shorthanded. Big hit over there, and you like to see that. That's a clean hit over there, but they had plenty of opportunities in the end to our right. And now they're feeling the momentum that Orchard Lake St. Mary's has after the power play goal and that second power play chance.
Kirkham just had a good turnaround opportunity that got stonewalled. His puck is out of the zone and touched up for an offside.
Good to see the fans lined up in the corner, and we talk about this Brighton program, and we've talked about their head coach and a former Brighton Bulldog himself. He's very proud of that, as he should be. But 5 state championships for them. Jay Karanen, I saw Jay last week working some games for Big Ten Network, and he's a versatile guy. There's a ton of other guys, but I wanted to go with Jay. And, you know, there's a guy, Luke Morgan, that was an unbelievable player in his college days at Lake State and then transferred to Michigan, was a freak of nature. And if you follow college hockey, you know how good that Michigan team was last year.
Yeah.
I think Luke Morgan was the fastest guy on the team. Sorry, as Orchard Lake gets one.
What a play! The smallest man in the ice, Brennan Morgan. How about bar down on the backhand to make it 2-0 St. Mary's?
He's fired up, skating down the line. That's a huge goal for them. And they extend it to a 2-0 lead here. Let's see how all this unfolded. That's just him being dog-on-bone on the puck there, Evan. Just came in and took it away. The diminutive one. I mean, look at that. Came in, takes it, gets the defender turned around, and a beautiful snipe up top.
The juniors for St. Mary's showing out tonight. Jack Moran with goal number 1 and Morgan with goal number 2. Got it on the backhand past Nickerson.
Well,
and it's been all body blows for St. Mary's in the first.
Yeah, the last 3 minutes here for Brighton, they need to keep this game where it is or get on the board here.
Offside play.
Yep, they just need to. They need to settle this thing down and play in the other end of the ice right now, because you see the firepower and the offensive skill and ability that Orchard Lake St. Mary's had. I mean, that play was just simple. Morgan simply just took the puck away and made a beautiful play. That's all that was. It's a 1-against-2 play, and he made it happen.
Again, the goal for Morgan, unassisted, just about 14 minutes into the first period. A first period that saw Brighton get the better opportunities early, but St. Mary's, helped by a lot of power plays, has flipped the script.
It woke him up.
Yeah.
It really did.
This puck is out to center. It can be chased down by Evan Wohlart. The smooth skater tried to turn backhand and lost the puck in the process. St. Mary's striding ahead with numbers. Shot saved, Nickerson. Seaman took the shot. Nickerson up to the task.
A lot more pep in the step of Orchard Lake St. Mary's here. Again, this is a big stretch. Remaining 2:20 of this period. St. Mary's, see what they've done. I did a lot of Jeff Petrie's games when he was at Michigan State. Still playing, part of the Pittsburgh Penguins now. been a top 1-2 guy in the NHL for a long time, and see what Brian Cloneau and his program's done. 3 state championships, and they want to get back and taste that victory, that big victory again this year.
You want to make friends here on this campus, just mention the last name Petrie.
Yeah. Yeah, as I learned earlier tonight.
Yes.
I didn't know. I knew the baseball program was great. I didn't know it was that great. My goodness. Wow.
St. Mary's defense blowing a tire. This allows Brighton to step ahead, attempting to feed the slot. Davitilla's pass got tipped.
Smart play there. They don't get to it.
Pitchforked out to center by St. Mary's. Brighton on the recycle. That is a good body check and open ice by Williams. Back ahead, Brighton. Shot, save, whistle, Fett.
You haven't called his name much.
No.
It's the first stop he's made in several minutes here. And again, I'll reiterate the point for the 3rd time. Brighton needs this period to end 2-0 or 2-1. But that is a really nice open ice hit there. Playing the body. Reese Williams making that play in the open ice.
Off the face-off shot, got tipped. Waffling near side of the ice. Pivot gets to it for St. Mary's, and they do get it out to center. Morgan after it for the Eaglets.
Yeah,
Brennan just scored. It's hard not to root for a guy like that.
I love it.
Look at him go into the corner.
He's buzzing, man. He just buzzes.
He is. St. Mary's keeps the zone, left point.
You know, we both know you don't have to be big to play this game. Speed kills, and he's got plenty of it.
It's the beauty of hockey. You can guys who look like Zdeno Chara,
yes,
and guys who don't look like Zdeno Chara.
Correct. Marty St. Louis, Cole Caulfield, there's tons of guys like that.
Puck found by Brighton, top of the circle, shot got saved. Haven't had to say Fett's name a lot, up to the task there.
He's got 7 stops in the game so far.
Coming up on half a minute to go, first period. Good one for St. Mary's, they've scored twice. Moran and Morgan, the 2 goals. Walking in front, turning back in, still holding Jacob Hughes. He passed to the slot, no one there. Turnaround shot, good block by Sater. Brighton brings it out to center, trying for one final rush. It got tipped off the bench. Blow holding, 7 seconds. Pass near side with 5. St. Mary's out to center. That'll kill off the first. So in a game with a couple of teams that made the state championship last year with goals to get back there this year, St. Mary's scores twice in the first. Moran on the power play and then Morgan right after that. 2-0 St. Mary's after 17 minutes of hockey. Back in a moment.
Every day is sweet when we're serving you Blizzard treats. Like M&M's, cookie dough, Reese's, and new Oreo fudge brownie. All made with our world-famous vanilla soft serve. Thanks for being our fans for all these years. And here's to many more. DQ, happy tastes good.
We begin with your dream, your drive, your grit, the heart and vision of every member of your team. We take it all, and from those threads of greatness, we weave a uniform of a champion. In many ways, our sport is just like yours. We've brought together a team of elite designers. We've put in the time and the sweat, perfecting our craft over 14 years. We've outfitted thousands of teams for thousands of victories, approaching each new project, each new game, like it's the only one we'll ever play. And let's be honest, we've done it all with a quality so unmatched that some can't help but call it perfection. You know, it's more than just a shirt. Look like a champion, play like a champion. A champion powered by the G. Hashtag GBrandUSA. GBrandUSA. Elite design, unmatched quality, American pride. We're proudly made in the USA.
Hi folks, Dr. Joe here again with Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. Everywhere you look this time of year, people are running, and that's a great thing because running is an excellent exercise, especially for your cardiovascular and musculoskeletal systems. But the question is, are you running a safe running program? All too often, people are hobbled by things like shin splints and patellar tendonitis. But luckily, simple things like stretching and warm-up, the right running shoes, and realistic weekly mileages can keep you in your running game. For more information, go to miorthosurgeons.com.
In business for more than 20 years, Saman Services are painting specialists for commercial, residential, and industrial locations. Our talented painters pay close attention to detail in every exterior and interior project, from wall covering, stainings, varnishing, power washing, caulking, sealing, epoxy floor coatings, specialty coatings, drywall repair, parking lot stripping, and maintenance contracts. With first-class equipment and a talented team, Saman Services can provide customers with exceptional quality, value, and service. Contact them today at 248-563-5399 or email Mark directly at mark@SEMANSSERVICES.com. Check them out, Saman Services. We thank them for their sponsorship. Again, 248-563-5399. Welcome back. 2-0 Orchard Lake St. Mary's over Brighton High School. And Evan Stockton and Ben Holden, your commentators tonight. Chad Bush here. Thanks so much. This is the Prep's first hockey game ever in our history, and we're glad to be here here at Intermission. 2-0 St. Mary's over Brighton. We're back after this in just a moment to the smack, as they call it here in Orchard Lake. St. Mary's up 2-0 in this traditional Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Every day is sweet when we're serving you Blizzard treats. Like M&M's, cookie dough, Reese's, and new Oreo fudge brownie. All made with our world-famous vanilla soft serve. Thanks for being our fans for all these years. And here's to many more. DQ, happy tastes good.
All right, welcome back to the smack. Orchard Lake St. Mary's hosting Brighton 2-0, the Eaglets over the Bulldogs. Want to thank our sponsors, and especially Downey's Potato Chips, making kettle chips by hand in small batches since 1984. And they're proud to be family-owned and operated and making it right here in Waterford, right down the road in Waterford. And a nice area and better potato chips. Downey's, thank you very much. Also want to thank Detail Express Automotive Appearance Center. They're a professional detailing company located at 1751 South Telegraph in Bloomfield Hills with over 25 years of national and international experience. They provide the utmost quality and superior attention to detail to your vehicle. Give them a call today, 248-683-8885. Also want to thank our friends down the street at El Camino Restaurant, a Kego Harbor favorite. Pat the Stat goes to El Camino. Not as much since he's converted to Pat the Stent, but he still does go to El Camino. And he appreciates what they do. They specialize in locally sourced, fresh Mexican street food. And they're located at 2807 Orchard Lake Road in Kego Harbor. And visit them today. They're just down the street. You can catch them after the ball game. All right, Odin's Workshop, specializing in gunsmithing, coatings, and finishes. Check them out online and see their work at odinsworkshop.com or visit their showroom. It's in Kego Harbor. It's on Prine Street, 2910 Prine. Check them out after the game or tomorrow. And we appreciate, look at that logo. I like that logo. How about that? I need a T-shirt with that. All right, Gracie's Jitsu is next. Want to thank Gracie and Gracie's Jitsu. Certified Gracie Jitsu Martial Arts Training School, located just down the street, 2965 Orchard Lake Road in Kego Harbor. Certified instructors that have undergone some extensive training directly under the Gracie family. And the Gracie family difference, you understand. If you know, you know. And they ensure that you are provided the best possible learning environment on your path to Jitsu mastery. Call the school today. Get started. 10-day free trial. 248-657-0121. Gracie's Jitsu. Also want to thank Elvis the Cat. Yeah, Elvis the Cat. Capturing memories and action photography, specializing in youth and touring, artist, sports, special events. Visit their site for a quote, elvisthecatphotography.com. Also, last and certainly not least, Motor City Gunworks. Firearms from all the top manufacturers that are sold here. Interested in hunting, self-defense, target practice? Give them a call. They can help you find the firearm that fits you the best. 248-481-6154. Also down the street in Kego Harbor. And we also want to thank our friends at the Lodge for all the wonderful food today. 15 custom meals thanks to our friends at the Lodge. Some great people over there, Greg Miller, Kelly, and some fine food. And the crew appreciates it. You heard the applause. Why didn't you guys applaud for Elvis the Cat like that? We're coming right back. 2-0 OLSM over Brighton. Bulldogs looking to bite back in the second frame. Come on back, won't you?
Hi folks, Dr. Joe here again with Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. Did you know that kids are not little adults when it comes to sports injuries? That's because of something called the growth plate. Growth plates exist all over the human body in our growing athletes. They're actually little cartilage discs that exist at the end of all the long bones. It's simply where a kid grows. The problem is that the growth plate can be the weak link. What might be a sprain, a strain, or a tear in an adult when they hurt themselves can actually be a growth plate fracture in a kid. So it's important, if your kid has hurt themselves and they're not using their arm or they're not able to put weight on a leg, come see one of us, get an x-ray, and make sure it's not a growth plate fracture. For more information, go to miorthosurgeons.com.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Every day is sweet when we're serving you Blizzard treats. Like M&M's, cookie dough, Reese's, and new Oreo fudge brownie. All made with our world-famous vanilla soft serve. Thanks for being our fans for all these years. And here's to many more. DQ, happy tastes good.
Back at St. Mary's, Orchard Lake benefiting from a bunch of power plays in the first period, scored on one of them, and then got a goal later on in the period to make it 2-0. Brighton and St. Mary's, two teams that played for state championships last year. In game number 2 of this year, and a fun early season test, Evan Stockton, Ben Holden. Glad to be back with you from St. Mary's. And Ben, as we get a look at the first period highlights, we'll see that early on, great opportunities for Brighton, but as that period went along, they just got better and better for St. Mary's.
Yeah, they did. Brighton, they came out with jump, had that scoring opportunity there, and that's the chance off the bar there they had in tight. I like the way they started. They were doing that. They were banging the body a little bit, but then you mentioned it, partner, the penalties. 3 in that opening period for Brighton. Great look there. That's just a play that once the player's inside there on the offensive side, he's going to win that battle. Another big hit there. And then how about the play here from Brennan Morgan? Took it away, turns the defender around and goes up in that top corner. And a beautiful goal by him. So I went down, tried to talk to Brighton staff, but they were in their room. And, I mean, it's pretty clear what they got to do. To me, stay out of the box. They need to connect on some of the passes because they did have some good opportunities. A couple stretch passes they tried, didn't miss. Their passing's been a little bit off the mark, but as you said, it is game 2. It takes a little bit of time. But this first, you always talk about it in hockey, the first 5 and the last 5 of the period. And this first 5, to me, for Brighton, they've got to find a way to generate, play in the O-zone, get some forecheck going, work on the cycle game, spend some time in the offensive zone because I think you're starting to see the skill of this St. Mary's team in way they played and the way they're capable of playing. So I think that's big for Brighton. I think if you're St. Mary's, you just keep doing what you're doing. You keep taking it at them, step on the gas, use the skill, use that hockey IQ and the vision that they all have, and just keep going at them that way. Yeah,
and it's a great point you bring up about, hey, these are 2 very good programs, but what they look like tonight on November, whatever the heck the date is, is not what they're going to look like. Well, what is the date?
The 23rd.
There we go.
Happy Thanksgiving, by the way.
Thank you.
All of you watching and wherever you're watching at here on the Prep, happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays. Hope you all have a great Thanksgiving tomorrow. But, yeah, I mean, it's early, it is. But, you know, we go back to something you and I talked about before we started the broadcast here, or when we started the broadcast. Yeah, you don't want to lose games, but these are games that these programs and these coaching staffs, they use as measuring sticks. And I love that these 2 teams do what they do, the way they schedule, the way they play, like themselves, the higher-end competition around the state of Michigan. I think it's great. That's why these 2 programs are what they are. They're 2 of the very best in the state of Michigan.
Brighton lost the Division I state championship last year. St. Mary's lost in Division III. I think a few folks watching the broadcast would go, wait, St. Mary's, Division III? Well, yes, that's a decision that they made to go to Division III. And frankly, it was not made to lessen the competition. To get to the state finals, St. Mary's had to beat Cranbrook and De La Salle. Those are about 2 good programs as you're going to find.
Well, yeah, they're in that upper echelon of programs that we just talked about, you know, along with the usual suspects, the Shamrocks and Brother Rice and teams in northern Michigan that can play with anybody. Marquette, Traverse City Central, programs like that, and some on the west side of the state too. So great to be with you here tonight, Evan. It's fun to watch these 2 teams battle as we're underway here in the second.
Off we go as the teams switch ends. Whistle halts action. You got St. Mary's in the white going left to right, and Brighton in the familiar orange and black going right to left. And I would just like to speak on behalf of all play-by-play broadcasters. Thank goodness. The numbers are easy to read. We're not messing around with same color jerseys and numbers. That's a trend that I don't understand why people have tried doing that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Once again, the guy who scored the goal, Brennan Morgan, is all over the ice. Good-looking forecheck from little number 65.
Look, when you talk to little, smaller players, I don't mean to use the word little, you talk to smaller guys or gals that play hockey, they always have a chip on their shoulder. So they've always got something to prove out there. And this kid, I'm really impressed by this 65 in white.
This puck is flopped out to center. Just missed the intended target, Winston Lurch. Number 2 for Brighton. Hockey's his second sport. He was first-team All-State in golf last year.
Oh, my hero.
Yeah.
Scratch golfer?
Something like that. What a shocker. A hockey player who also plays golf. What a shocker.
Really? You've had an ace?
I did recently, yes.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm a little embarrassed that that's being brought up on a live broadcast.
Embarrassed? Why are you embarrassed? I've been playing golf for 40 years. I don't have one.
Because I'm not good at golf. I don't deserve it. I haven't put in enough sweat equity. I just had one good swing.
What do you normally shoot?
High.
So what's high? Above bogey?
I consistently crack 90. I'm about 89, 90. So I don't know, 18 handicap.
All right, we got to get back to the game, but I got to hear the story. How far? What club? Where was it?
It's 170. Obviously a par 3. I had to pull out my 6-iron, the right side of the green, and just rolled right in.
Wow. Good for you. Congrats.
Thank you. I think I doubled the next hole, but we don't need to talk about that.
That's golf.
Right. It's like life. Just when you think things are going well, you double bogey.
Correct. That's awesome.
This puck is out to center. That is good defense by Benkner, taking it away for Brighton, as neither team has had really sustained possession here second period so far. Cam Duffany ahead, just missed his intended target. Cam had one of the penalties that Brighton picked up in the first period. Mason Blow, nice pass up ahead. Slot shot, got tipped over the bar. Dylan Hunt let it go. And now with an eaglet crashing into the net, the puck is off its moorings.
Yeah, I was just leaning over from our vantage point here, which is pretty sweet, by the way, where we're at in this beautiful facility for high school hockey. And just kind of wanted to judge and see where that energy was on the bench for Brighton. They're active. They're not down. They're up. They're active. Orchard Lake bench, they're pretty calm, cool, and collected, as they should be, with a 2-0 lead. There's a good look at that bench for Brighton and what a great staff they have. And their head coach, 13 years now there. He was there as an assistant for 10 years, played there, been the head coach for the last 3 years, and it means a lot to both these programs to continue on this tradition of now 15 years of playing this game on Thanksgiving Eve. It's great for the game, and it's great for the sport of high school hockey here in the great state of Michigan.
Thanksgiving Eve is an awesome night for hockey. Of course, the Wings playing the Predators down the road at LCA tonight.
Yeah, 15 games in the league tonight. Don't go there until we're done here, though.
That's true.
Right?
Or, just flip over an intermission. That's fine.
Or get another TV.
Pass to the slot and a great save. How about Fett sliding to make that stop?
Best save of the night by either goaltender here, Evan, so far. That was massive.
Brighton still holding in the offensive zone. A slap shot got blocked and cleared out. Nice job by Williams. Check it, that was Matthew Waring. So Brighton gets the best opportunity to score of the night, save for the time they hit the crossbar in the first period.
Yeah, good point. I mean, that was as great A as it gets, and a great save by Fett. We'll get a look at it when we get a stoppage.
Brighton breaking out right side of the ice. Lurch over the red line, absorbing a blow and keeps it going. St. Mary's pitchforks it off the high glass. Forechecking away Evan Wohlert for Brighton. Now St. Mary's finds it, cannot clear. Nice job left side of the ice by Sater to keep it in. St. Mary's with a chance to clear as Brighton changes.
65 back out.
Yep, Morgan tipped it on deep. Bit of a curious leave behind the net by Nickerson, the netminder. It doesn't burn Brighton. This is an icing. And let's get a look at that save by Fett a few seconds ago.
Unbelievable stop from the senior out of Farmington Hills. Brighton's best chance in this game. Great little backhand pass and just closed the wickets just in time there. And tremendous save by the senior Michael Fett.
Got that butterfly closed just in the nick of time. Fett is not only the goalie on the hockey team, he's also the goalie on the lacrosse team.
And I'll say this. I don't know about you, but I've done an awful lot of both sports over the years. I've always thought that hockey goalies were a little off, and I mean that kindly. No, there's a big save at the other end.
Nice,
but
big save by Nickerson.
Lacrosse goalies, they're a lot off. They don't wear anything.
One of my best friends in high school was a goalie.
Man.
He's not a normal person.
No, they're off in a good way. They're off in a good way because there's no way I'd ever get in net for either of those sports, not even in my younger years.
I don't know who signs up to have rubber flying at their face at 95 miles per hour, who's 100% up there. Turnover, St. Mary's shot, and Nickerson got the wickets closed to make the save.
You know, I think that's a case there where Nickerson's made 2 saves. he saw at the other end what his counterpart did, and that elevates guys at times as you're going to get a look at what he did. Nickerson in net. There's the first opportunity, and 2 big stops out of him. That's great for the Brighton squad, keeping their team in it. You don't want to fall down 3-4-0 to this Orchard Lake team. They got to manage this game, and he's a huge part of it.
After a first 17 minutes where it felt like there were about 4 honest to goodness, really good chances for either club.
Yeah.
There's been a bunch here in the first 5 minutes of the second period.
Yep. You got a little sweat going. Guys are settling in. Here comes Brighton again.
Brighton brings it into the offensive zone. A right point shot tips its way in. No goal. They wave it off. That's a high stick.
Yep. And we'll certainly get some looks at it. I think it's a right call. A bang-bang play. And, of course, there's no review here in high school. You don't have that luxury. But here's a look back at it. That shot in. We got multiple looks at this, I'm sure.
It was Charlie Birchfield, 26, the man who tried to tip it.
Yep. Here's a really good look at it. Right there on the rim of the circle. Yeah, that's way over the head. That's a good call, an easy call looking back, but still, when you're going to make it in a split second, it's not as easy as it might look, but the right call. And he's another guy, Birchfield. I mean, he had a couple big hits in that opening period. As you look at the Brighton coaching staff, well-dressed as always, he's a player that, to me, has stepped his game up. And we'll see if that continues. 26 in black for Brighton.
Shot from the slot got tipped on its way toward the cage, so Brighton can recycle here. Both the goals for St. Mary's came in the first. Moran and Morgan had the goals. Now Brighton steps ahead. This is Woolart leaving behind the net for Vincent. His bodies are careening all over the place.
Guess who? Birchfield with that hit. Telling you, he's got it going. He's feeling it.
Turnover. Brighton back to the blue line. Right point shot. Swallowed up by Fetz.
And you saw who was the first guy to the top of the crease there again, 26. He's really turned his game up here and trying to motivate the rest of his guys and get them going in general. Just 5'10" and 175 is Birchfield, the junior, I beg your pardon, but he's brought it here in both periods in my book.
Number 1, the netminder for St. Mary's, Michael Fett. He's got an athletic brother as well. His brother Anthony is the Friday night starter collegiately at Akron. He's a Zip. And if you know college baseball, you know being the Friday night starter is a big deal.
It sure is. Sure is.
You were talking to the first period, Ben, about the baseball program here at St. Mary's.
Yeah.
They won the national championship last year. Not the state championship.
The national.
The national championship.
That's awesome.
This puck played in front and kicked aside by St. Mary's. This puck doesn't have enough steam for an icing. No, the race won by Seaman.
Great speed from him.
Marino had a helper on one of the St. Mary's goals in the first. Along the boards as St. Mary's keeps left side of the ice. This is Rivet who lost the puck. Stepping ahead, Sean McLaren tried to turn forehand and it waffled off of his stick. Puck found in the slot by St. Mary's.
Great
pass up ahead. This is Seaman again. His pass was intercepted. Then a tipped pass. Found again by Seaman. His pass in front goes wide. Morris sent it left. Number 7 in white and red all over the place on this shift.
Yep.
They tried to find him again in the slot. Free puck near side of the ice. Found by the Eaglets, attempting to step in front. Brighton gets a stick to it. Over 7 minutes into the second. Good breakout pass ahead. Opportunity. Brighton backhand, and that is in the back of the net. Cam Duffany slashes the deficit at half. Michael Fett did his best, but this one clearly rolled over the end line.
That's what you expect out of a guy that was first team All-State last year. Huge year for him. He had 47 points. And the right pad there is Fett was in the splits. Great look at it here. Great angle of it. Great view of it. You can see it's clearly in there. But that's what you expect. I think the energy that Birchfield, who's back out there on left wing for Brighton, has energized this team. It's energized all their guys up front. And that's a direct result, and we got a 2-1 hockey game.
2 games into the year, Cam Duffany has already scored 3 times. And a Brighton side that just had too many penalties in the first period gets one back here in the second.
And he's done it 3 different ways, Evan. He scored a shorty and a power play goal in their first game, even strength goal here.
Finding ways to contribute no matter what the situation is.
That's right.
There's Morgan on the forecheck again for
Look
St.
at him.
Mary's.
I love it.
We didn't get height and weights on the roster they gave to us.
Look at him buzz.
Morgan plays a lot bigger than whatever he's listed. He's
sure
fun,
does.
man.
If he's 5'7", he's playing like he's 6'7", man. I love it. I love the energy.
And Brennan's going to go back and watch this broadcast and go, why did those 2 guys keep talking about my height? Just talk about the fact that I'm a good hockey player.
I'm just going to talk about the fact that he's buzzing. I mean, look at him breaking up plays. Nearly lost his glove there, lost his stick, but he's still involved.
He just stopped the play on a back check with no stick.
Oh, that's a gamer right there, man. Starting to heat up a little bit here, Evan.
Yes, it is. This pass to the slot is tipped, found by Brighton. Good active stick by Connon behind the net, and it's out to neutral ice.
You know, Brighton's been in this end to our left for the majority of this period, so they've answered the bell. Down, they're just 1 shot from tying this thing up.
John Bankner for Brighton. This blow on the saucer pass. Shot from the blue line, waffling in front and cleared by Brighton. Nickerson made the save.
Good steal.
Turnover right off the bench, and a shot is tipped. Williams let it go right off the bench.
Penalty coming. Brighton's going to the power play.
That is a penalty on St. Mary's. For the first time tonight, Brighton goes to the power play as Cretu, the junior captain, sits.
Yep, he does. In the bin for 2 or less here, inside of 8 to play in a pretty rapidly moving period. That St. Mary's has had chances, but Brighton, to me, they've carried the play, they've carried the pace, they've carried the momentum. And here's a look back at the penalty. Keep your eyes on number 11 as the play continues on here. That already happened in the corner as you saw Cretu come out there, but that's where it happened, in that corner. A hold.
So Brighton goes to the man advantage. Again, St. Mary's had 3 power plays in the first. They scored once.
And we thought Brighton was getting one. Remember, there was an early penalty that they changed their minds. So, first chance here for Brighton with a man advantage.
Goal scorer, Duffany. Passing it back to the blue line, and Sater. Walking the blue and lost the puck. This could be an opportunity for St. Mary's. Kavik. Oh, it got taken away on the back check.
Great stick by Duffany.
Kavik still got it. Save made Nickerson. What a kill for Kyle Kavik, the senior captain.
And Nickerson there, I mean, he's made a couple of great A's here in this period, but he was handcuffed, as you'll see here on this. And an excellent play there to get around 1 and then stay with it. And come back, and right here, that's not an easy stop. That was a knuckle puck, and he made a great save there to keep it a 2-1 hockey game.
By the way, they did call a hook as well on Brighton. So now we're going to go 4-on-4 hockey for 1:39, and then an abbreviated power play for St. Mary's. A lot of open ice.
Yep, about a 20-second abbreviated power play, to your point.
Brighton walking into the O-zone, even strength hockey 4-on-4. Pass back to the blue line, and Watkins. Now a slot shot tipped wide. Had it, let it go.
Good look.
Very good look. St. Mary's finds the puck. A long pass. Seaman after the puck. He finds it and shoots it high and wide right. Eaglet still holding. Another shot saved by Nickerson. St. Mary's on the attack again. Tipped away by Duffany. Down the ice for an icing, which of course you can get 4-on-4.
Good pressure there from St. Mary's. Getting a little bit of time in the offensive zone here in the 4-on-4. And so you're going to get changes on both sides. Brighton going to bring out a couple of their speed guys up front. Wollart and Vincent. And St. Mary's with a little speed of their own they bring out, and their 2 forwards.
Still 50 seconds to go here on this 4-on-4. Gonna have to switch the Bulldog taking the face off. Vincent will come in to take it now. Just kidding, here's Mason Blow to take it. Face off won by St. Mary's. That shot got blocked on its way toward the net. Played back to the blue line.
Oof.
Move, that was a good attempt by Kavik, but taken away. Brighton plays it ahead, turning and passing in front. Nice play by Vincent. Dominic Vincent, hauled down, no call. Nope, there it is. There's your penalty. And now it turns into a 4-on-3 power play, abbreviated for Brighton.
Ton of ice out there. So Brighton changing up all their personnel. Of course, the face-off in the attacking zone for them, it'll be to the left of Fett.
They got Jacob Hughes, the freshman, number 5.
Yeah.
No, check it, that's Brendan Kelly, number freshman, number 6. So how about a 4-on-3 power play? You don't get these every day.
Let's have it.
And St. Mary's promptly wins the face-off, gets it to center. Nice job right off the face-off and clearing it by number 22, Luke Rice. Brighton ahead with all that ice, trying to tie up the hockey game. Pass to the left side of the ice. Now an attempted saucer feed, finds the high slot. This is Dominic Vincent, passing in front. Shovel shot wide right. Back to full strength hockey, 4-on-4 for a little bit here. 15 seconds and counting. And then Brighton goes to another power play. Right side shot, swallowed up by Fats.
Nothing wrong with that. You got some traffic in front there and snapped in there from that right point. Both goalies way more active than they were in the opening period as the game is opened, and I expect that to continue here for the final 5:44 here of the period and on to the third as well.
You're getting a look at the Super 10 rankings in the MHSAA. Top team in the state, Detroit Catholic Central. Defending champs in Deep 1. They beat this Brighton team in the state championship last year.
Yeah.
St. Mary's clocks in at 7. Catholic Central and Brother Rice, 1 and 6, are playing each other tonight.
They are.
At the rink formerly known as CompuWare. And I will still call it CompuWare from now until the end of time.
Now the Mitchell Kiefer Arena. My girlfriend is first cousins with their family and try to get over there, or have gotten over there every year since they did the dedication for Mitchell, and such a sad story, but I love what the Kiefer family's doing to try to help and continue to raise awareness for distracted driving.
If you use Apple CarPlay in your car, the Kiefer family is a major reason why.
No question about it.
All right, so a power play for Brighton. Just about a minute to go on that power play as they try to tie up the hockey game. They have scored once here in the second period. Now they got a shot here on the power play. Still a good chunk of time to go.
See if they can get set up. They got, as you mentioned, tons of time here. Can they get down, get set up, get into their alignment, and get some pucks to the net? But right now, the answer to that is no.
Brighton plays it up the far boards. Woolard waiting for reinforcements. Evan tried to step ahead, and it was intercepted.
Look out.
St. Mary's with all the open ice in the world. This is Morad, and a stop by Nickerson.
Another huge stop from Nickerson there. Keeps it a one-shot game. Speed, got plenty of time, head up, picking the corner. Tried to go blocker side. Here's a good look from ice level, and he gets the top of the blocker on it to throw it up and out of play. Huge stop.
Yeah, that's one of those saves. If Brighton comes back and wins this game, highlight that point.
No question, no question. And we talked about that at the outset of the broadcast, and they've got a young man that's the backup tonight who was a first-team All-State goalie last year. So a great, I wouldn't say a problem, but a great situation for Brighton. They've got 2 number ones.
Yeah, Levi Pinnell at 35 started the season opener. And tonight, Nickerson's turn, and Ryan has looked really good.
He has.
Bleeding down the power play for Brighton.
Yep.
2 seconds and 1. Both teams back to full strength. Into the offensive zone it goes.
Oh.
Pass in front, just missing Vincent.
Yep. Tried a little play to that far post. Try to stretch him.
Back to Dominic Vincent, who ties the hockey game. Well, Ben, he's been buzzing all night. We got a new one now.
We do, and Vincent, first year on this varsity team. And what a start he's had. His 7th point in now not even 5 periods. And this young man has come to play here in the 2022 season. You see him in front there, gets a little separation. Both guys go down towards the puck, one beneath the goal line. No chance, beautiful finish, tie game.
Forehand, backhand, and into the back of the net. Brighton, a team that was beset by too many penalties in the first period.
Yep.
Got a chance to actually play even strength hockey in the second, and they're taking advantage.
They really are, and it's a credit to their staff and their players. Easy to go off. I mean, it's 2-0, but easy to go off and kind of have your head down. But these kids are well coached, well prepared. Both these teams have great coaching staffs. And this is what we hoped for when we came to the rink, Evan. A 2-2 game with under 4 to go in the second between these two great teams.
This is why you play games like this early in the year. Test yourself, get a little bit better. Davatilla on the forecheck for Brighton. Taking the puck away in the corner. Passing to the front. Waffle and puck going to be chased down by McLaren. Back to the blue line it goes. Shot tipped into the mesh.
Yeah, off the stick there of Davatilla there. And Brighton a lot more aggressive, a lot more, to me, a lot more dialed in offensively here in this period. They're playing, not that they didn't play with a purpose in that first period. The penalties certainly hurt them as we talk, but both teams are really playing with more purpose and a little bit more passion, in my opinion, here in the second.
Birchfield taking the face-off for Brighton. He wins it. Slot shot wide left by Woolhardt.
Oh, he had all kinds of time.
Almost too much time.
Right.
Another shot goes wide from Birchfield. Hervé behind the net for St. Mary's, who was on the back foot in this hockey game all of a sudden. Brighton forechecking away. St. Mary's does get it out to center. Brighton dumps it back in. Long breakout pass intercepted by Sater. Brighton at center plays it back to the D-core. Just under 3 to go in the second. Hervé's pass off multiple sticks so you can wave off the icing. Eaglets into the offensive zone. Brendan Kelly stepping away, lost the puck. Brighton steps ahead. 2-on-1.
Oh.
Great defense and hit far side of the ice.
Oh, sure was.
What an awesome play by Charlie Dompierre.
That's how you want it executed, right there by him.
Puck free, neutral zone. St. Mary's plays it ahead. A rolling puck stopped by Sater. He gets it back out to center. Now the Eaglets step ahead. 3-on-2 developing.
Oh.
Long pass across the ice. Missed its intended target, Valise. 2 minutes to go. In a second period that's seen a lot of good action for both clubs.
You're not kidding. Both these teams have really stepped their games up, and it's open now.
Here comes Lane Pettit, striding ahead. His pass attempted to the net got tipped. Brighton plays it to the slot, and a shot goes wide. What a golden shot for McMullen.
Labeled for the far corner, top corner, glove side, just missed it by about 2 inches.
Arm is up, we're getting a penalty on St. Mary's. Brighton back to the power play.
Yep. 2-2 game with 1.5 bucks to go in the period.
Eaglets back to the bin. Frustrated look on Valise's face as he sits.
Yep, cross-check called. Here's a look back. Number 12, hitting the back, cross-check, pick your call, but yeah, it's a penalty either way.
Anytime that the forward's back is turned and you hit him, that's a penalty.
Yep. Call the cross check, but it's a Brighton power play again here, and they got a chance to take the lead here in the final 90 seconds of the period.
Birchfield takes the face-off from Brighton. He got tied up at the dot. Kavik tied him up, but Brighton's got the puck. 2 goals in the second. They've tied the game. Got a shot to take the lead here. Pass got tipped, and St. Mary's has it out to center. Tapped along the near boards. Kavik lost the puck. Brighton plays it in front. Waffling puck found by St. Mary's. And now Brighton commits a trip.
Yep.
I think they're going to get 18. Dylan Hunt. And I think the frustrating thing for Dylan here, Ben, is he's just fighting for the puck, and the stick's on the ice and someone went over it. It's not like he was trying to do that.
No, I agree with you. As you get an up-close and personal view with our penalty box cam. We got all the bells and whistles here on the prep. Right there. That's.
I take back what I said. That was a penalty.
Yeah.
That was a penalty.
Yeah. Just again, the discipline. And Brighton's been a lot more disciplined in this second period than they were in period 1.
Suck from the left side of the ice, rises over the bar. Back to 4-on-4 hockey we go. This period has had a lot of good chances and a lot of penalties. Brighton ahead. Shot. Another try. Just goes wide. Pettit nearly gave Brighton the lead.
Man, he looked like he had a rocket on his back there. What a shift out of him. What an effort.
Hunter Morris. Good defense. And then a good forecheck and back check by Seaman. What a pass save, Nickerson. And the rebound cleared.
Man, I'm up to a handful of plays, and Reve smoked this guy.
Duffany the shot. Save made Fett. What a close to the second period.
Final 10 seconds, heating it up.
Don't look down, you're gonna miss something. One more try, save Fett.
Wow. We told you they're 2 of the best in the state. And they're putting on a show here. What a game through 2 here so far, 2-2 tie.
All we've been doing is watching and talking, and I feel like I need a nap. What was that second period?
I don't think I need any more coffee, but I'm going to have more. Man.
We're set up for a fun final 17 minutes, aren't we, Ben?
We sure are, and Orchard Lake St. Mary's with a 2-0 lead after 1. 2-2 here. We played 2 periods, and there was that great opportunity late stages of the period from Pettit there.
Opportunities on both ends of the ice.
Yes.
Up and down the surface they went. Brighton scored twice in the second period, and there's a great save by Nickerson on a great chance for St. Mary's.
He was unbelievable in that period. Both goalies were, but Nickerson, to me, had to make more saves in tight in the grade A area. Fett with a couple. I got 4 of those grade A's in that period for Nickerson for Brighton.
Third period coming in a bit. Take a breath and come on back. This is fun.
Your dream, your drive, your grit, the heart and vision of every member of your team. We take it all, and from those threads of greatness, we weave a uniform of a champion. In many ways, our sport is just like yours. We've brought together a team of elite designers. We've put in the time and the sweat, perfecting our craft over 14 years. We've outfitted thousands of teams for thousands of victories, approaching each new project, each new game, like it's the only one we'll ever play. And let's be honest, we've done it all with a quality so unmatched that some can't help but call it perfection. You know, it's more than just a shirt. Look like a champion, play like a champion. A champion powered by the G. Hashtag G-Brand USA. G-Brand USA. Elite design, unmatched quality, American pride. We're proudly made in the USA.
Every day is sweet when we're serving you Blizzard treats. Like M&M's, cookie dough, Reese's, and new Oreo fudge brownie. All made with our world-famous vanilla soft serve. Thanks for being our fans for all these years. And here's to many more. Q. Happy tastes good.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Welcome back to the Smack. Want to tell you all about Simons. They've been in business for more than 20 years. They know what they're doing. Simons Services are painting specialists. They do commercial, residential, and industrial locations. And they've got talented painters that pay close attention to detail in every exterior and interior project, from wall covering, staining, varnishing, power washing, caulking, sealing, epoxy floor coatings, specialty coatings, drywall repair, parking lot stripping, and maintenance contracts. They've got first-class equipment and a talented team. Simons Services can provide customers with exceptional quality, value, and service. Contact them today, 248-563-5399, or you can email Mark directly. You can get right at Mark at simonservices.com. Also want to thank our sponsors, Downey's Potato Chips, making kettle chips by hand in small batches since 1984. That was the year the Detroit Tigers last won the World Series. They're so proud to be a family-owned and family-operated and made right here down the road in Waterford. They're great chips. Check them out, Downey's Potato Chips. Also, our friends over at Detail Express Automotive Appearance Center, a professional detailing company located at 1751 South Telegraph in Bloomfield Hills. And they've got over 25 years of national and international experience both. And they provide the utmost quality and superior attention to detail your vehicle deserves. Give them a call today at 248-683-8885. Also, you're hungry? Get to El Camino's, right down the road. A Path-A-Stat favorite, a Kego Harbor favorite, and they specialize in locally sourced, fresh Mexican street food. We might head over there after this. Wednesday, big night before Thanksgiving. Ooh, you know fish is going to go. We're going to have to restrain them from getting to El Camino Restaurant, located at 2807 Orchard Lake Road in Kego Harbor. Visit them today. Odin's Workshop. They specialize in gunsmithing, coatings, and finishes. Check them out online and see their work at odinsworkshop.com or visit their showroom at 2910 Pine Street, right down the road from here in Kego Harbor. Gracie's Jitsu, certified Gracie's Jitsu martial arts training. It's a training school, and it's located at 2965 Orchard Lake Road in Kego Harbor. Certified instructors that have undergone extensive training directly under the Gracie family to ensure that you are provided the best possible learning environment on your path to Jitsu mastery, much like James Ferris has done in his journey in just a short time. Call the school today and get a 10-day free trial. Get started today, 248-657-0121. Elvis the Cat. James Ferris as well, learning from Elvis the Cat. He's an understudy and apprentice, and the action photography, specializing in local and touring artists, sports, and special events. Visit the site today. Get a quote. ElvisTheCatPhotography.com. Motor City Gun Works, firearms from all the top manufacturers. They're sold there. Interested in hunting, self-defense, target practice? Give them a call. They want to help you find the right firearm that fits you the best. 248-481-6154. They are also located just conveniently down the road in Kego Harbor. Right now it's 2-2. We're tied. It's Orchard Lake St. Mary's and Brighton. And after the ball game, we think you should head to the Lodge. The Lodge delivered our food in the pregame. This crew of 15 ate from the lodge, and we had some delicious things. Evan had a Maurice salad. Pat had a Maurice salad. Rob had a cabin burger sandwich. Fish had chicken tenders for the 100th straight time. Yada, yada. We do thank our friends at the lodge. Delicious food, grill and bar. Great food, great fun, great service. Kego Harbor, Michigan. Also want to thank our good friends at Success Mortgage Partners. And I want to remind you that in today's ever-changing real estate and mortgage lending world, the importance of a true professional has never been higher. At Success Mortgage Partners, their mission is for every borrower to receive level 10 service, and their goal is to get you the lowest rate possible. They want you to have an experience of a lifetime. Navigating a turbulent market like this needs to be handled by a real professional. Call Todd Barr today at 734-674-6154 and put 20 years of local knowledge to use for you and your family. The official mortgage partner of the Prep, Success Mortgage Partners Incorporated. Success supports equal housing opportunity. NMLS ID number 130562. This is informational only and is not an offer of credit or commitment to lend. Contact Success Mortgage Partners Incorporated to learn more about your eligibility for its mortgage products. 2-2 your score, Orchard Lake St. Mary's and Brighton. Alex Westfall, your executive producer. Evan Stockton on play-by-play. Ben Holden, Mr. Hockey, on color commentary. My name is Chad Bush. Glad to be in the house tonight. The Prep's ever first game right before you. Thanks for having us. We're the Prep. Back at you with a third period right after this.
Hi folks, Dr. Joe here with Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. We all know that our wives and daughters deserve special attention, but that's especially true when it comes to their knees. Do you know that females are at a 2 to 5 times risk compared to their male counterparts when it comes to blowing out their knees? It doesn't seem fair, but it's true. The reasons include the way females are made and the way they fire their muscles. But fortunately, there are injury prevention programs out there that can greatly decrease this risk of injury. And if you do know a female who blows out her ACL, don't despair. We have neat, innovative, minimally invasive ways to fix their knees and get them back onto the field. For more information, go to miorthosurgeons.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
Well, let's look back at the highlights from this one. Busy second period. Both goaltenders were outstanding. Orchard Lake's goaltender, big stop there you saw. That's Michael Fett. And then Brighton gets on the board, makes it a 2-1 hockey game. One more look. Puck was on that right pad of Fett as he went back into the net. Brighton had scored one earlier, but it was waved off due to a high stick. And there's our guy, number 65. Brennan Morgan buzzing around the rink, making plays, playing a lot bigger than his stature is. And then Nickerson with another stop and then gets that one with a blocker. There did Ryan Nickerson. And then there's the tying goal, Evan, is the Bulldogs have shown their teeth in the second. They come back, they respond from the 3 penalties in that opening period. And they come back strong, and they had a lot of push. Orchard Lake St. Mary's did too, but I think overall Brighton had more of the push in period 2, and we're set up for a great third period here between these two outstanding teams.
Yeah, so much fun to watch. Two of the better high school hockey programs in the state of Michigan go back and forth.
Yep.
17-14, the shot battle won by Brighton so far in the first 2 periods. And something to keep in mind as we start 4-on-4 and start the third period. Brighton has won 12 of 7 faceoffs tonight. That's been a big X factor.
Yeah, it's big. I mean, you got to, the puck possession, as we know in this sport, is everything. That one up into the netting and out of play. And yeah, it's a key category every night out, every day out. So we'll keep our eyes on that as we make our way through the third here.
You just saw in those highlights, Vincent and Duffany, the goals for Brighton in the second period. And about as much action as you could ever want in a hockey game in the final minute. Big hits, golden opportunities.
Yep.
It's good stuff.
Yep. Intensity's up, the passion's up, and the desire is up for both teams.
Krejci brought it into the offensive zone for St. Mary's and then took a spill. Brighton can step ahead. A lot of open ice and a good poke check by Williams for St. Mary's.
Yeah, good stick.
And a hit middle of the ice. That is going to be a penalty. Vincent, who scored and played well tonight, just took the penalty, and he is sending St. Mary's to a 5-on-3. Not what you want.
No. With a play in transition in the neutral ice area. I mean, going for the puck there, but it's interference at the end of the day.
Yep. So St. Mary's, which took advantage of power plays in the first period, now as they start the third period, gets a really great shot. Off the 5-on-3 faceoff, the blue line shot goes high and wide. Brighton with the puck, and it's down the ice. That's going to kill off a bunch of the 5-on-3.
Yeah, it should get him out of the 5-on-3, down to 5 to go in it.
Pettit on the forecheck, lost the puck. St. Mary's striding ahead. Walking left, it's Williams. Pass in front. Oh, what a stop! Nickerson again!
This kid has played out of his mind in this game, and after the whistle, you're going to get some more penalties coming up here, but Nickerson, he managed, I said at the start of the second period, he had to manage himself in the net. He had to keep his team in the game. He did, and he just kept this thing tied at 2. What a stop.
Williams in front. Johnston on the doorstep.
Yep. Here's a great look, and there's Johnston. I talked about him at the outset of the broadcast. His head coach said he feels he's the most dynamic sophomore in the state. And what he did there, he just went to open ice. He got himself open, he put himself in a position to score, and the goaltender made a better play than he did in that situation.
1:20 to go on the power play for St. Mary's. 15.5 to go, third period, tied at 2. Nearly an offside play as the Eaglets enter the offensive zone. St. Mary's trying to set up camp on the power play here. Brighton not letting them do it. Moran passing back. Wrist shot save made. Rebound loose and tipped wide. Marino Seaman. Number 7 passing behind the net. Still plenty of time to go on the man advantage. Pass in front, tipped and saved. Kelly directed it on frame.
He sure did.
It's out to neutral ice, Ben.
He sure did, Evan. Sorry there. And he, again, that's the same thing Johnston did. He just went to open ice. Yeah, it's a power play, but look out here.
Nearly a turnover. Out to center for St. Mary's. Seaman stepping ahead. Poked away by the defense of Brighton and McMullen. And it's off to center again. One last rush for the Eaglets on the power play. Under 10 seconds. In front, missed a streaking Kelly. And a big collision. This is not good. The netminder Nickerson is down.
No, it's not. His own guy ended up on top of him there. It's Maddox McMullen. And it's good to see him get up as quickly as he did. Let's watch how it all unfolded here. 24, a little shove there from the opposition there to put him in. That was Brendan Kelly. And it looks like the young goaltender Nickerson is all right.
I love the smile on Ryan's face. You know, sometimes a goalie's just got to get hit to feel in the game.
That's
know?
right, yeah. And Brian Klanow there, he's been here 24 years. What a program he's built. Nickerson's all right.
I mean, he's played a heck of a hockey game. Since giving up the 2 goals in the first period, it's not just he's making saves, he's making high percentage saves.
High percentage and timely and saves they need. I mean, if this game were to end now, I'd give him the #1 star of the game, and I still might, depending on how this thing ends up, but he has played unbelievable. Fett kind of started that. Remember, you go back to the beginning of the second period, that early save, and these goalies are like pitchers in baseball. They react off of one another, and they don't want to be outdone by the opposition, and they both put on a really good show in period 2.
Yeah, remember, Nickerson is Brighton's backup.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's the second guy.
I think this may be one of the only hockey programs in Michigan in which he's the backup.
Well, yeah, and it's a good problem for the Brighton coaching staff. No, not problem, but it's a good situation. I mean, you got a first-team All-State guy last year who wins the first game he plays, and that competition, as you know, and anyone that's played the sport knows, it drives you and it makes the other guy better. So, again, we talked about a big talking point we had at the start of the game was, yeah, somebody's going to lose this game. Well, somebody may not lose the game, might end in a tie, but nevertheless, it's early in the season. It's not going to make or break your season, but man, can it really help your season if you win this game?
Give you a little boost of confidence in just the second game.
Yep.
This is Dylan Hunt. His shot got tipped. Behind the net, Birchfield. As Brighton is on the power play for 1:10 more. Mason Blow up ahead. Number 4 in orange and black. Passing it back to Dylan Hunt. Blow back to Hunt. A lot of room. Moving left on the backhand. Behind the net, Birchfield. Uber patient on this power play.
Yep.
Back to the backhand. Spinning away, Evan Wohlart. Pass tipped. Held at the blue line by Blow. About 30 seconds to go in the power play.
Good luck.
Passing to the slot. Eaglet sandwich there. Brighton still holds in the O-zone. Blow, shot, save, Fett.
Well, they still got 21 seconds left with the man advantage, and they'll get 5 fresh bodies out there. You mentioned a face-off situation at the outset of the period. Here's where you got to have it. You got to have this face-off if you're Brighton. Keep the pressure on, even if you don't score on this power play. Coaches will tell you, if you don't score on the power play, it can still give you a ton of momentum, and we'll see what happens here on a big draw here.
Another face-off win for Brighton. They've won 14 tonight. McMullen striding the blue. Passing back with 10 on the power play. Does Brighton have one more shot in on a man advantage? 5 on the power play. Around the boards it goes and out.
Dangerous.
There's such a thing as being patient on the power play, and then at some point you got to let a shot go.
Yeah, you got to get pucks at the net, right? Maybe a little too much there of the patience, as you say.
Brighton ahead 2-on-2. Entering the zone, middle of the blue. Now peeling back. Far side pass. In front, missed the streaking McMullen. Maddox up from his blue line spot. And it's on a play for a whistle. Ben, you're looking at these benches right now for both sides. What are you sensing here?
Sensing a little more chatter on the Brighton bench. We're about 10 feet above them. Not that that's a bad thing. I mean, that St. Mary's isn't as vocal, but that's what I'm seeing right now. There's a little bit more chatter. There's the Brighton bench. Maybe more of a calmness from St. Mary's here. We'll see.
Brighton holding again after another offensive zone face-off win. I have a feeling that St. Mary's will have a few extra face-off drills in the next practice.
One would think, yeah.
Just a guess.
Yeah, one would think.
Nathan Davatilla gave it up. Lurch passed it ahead. Good body
hit.
blow on the far side of the ice by Seaman. Reve in there as well. He's had an excellent night.
He's got an edge to him, that big number 2. He really does.
In front, Waffle and puck. St. Mary's had to clear it. Passing to the right side of the ice. Seaman ahead. Marino, Seaman, peeling left. Pass got tipped and intercepted. Lurch ahead for Brighton. Tipped off of the stick of the oncoming McMullen. Brighton changing. Pass tipped, intercepted. Out to center it comes. Space for St. Mary's. Pass right side. Back in front save. Another stop by Ryan Nickerson.
Wow.
That man is a human wall right now.
He certainly is, and 2 timely saves again. As Nickerson will gather himself a little bit here, and good speed into the zone, good opportunity there. Save off that shoulder. As you look at it from the other way, the initial save, that second save was a lot tougher than the first one, and he made it look easy there. This kid has played outstanding for Brighton.
You talk about closing an angle. There was no angle.
No.
What a stop.
Beautiful play out of him. He's been dazzling tonight.
Under 10.5 to go, third period. 2-2 hockey game. Turnover. Shot. St. Mary's. Blocked. Rebound. No. Nickerson got a piece again.
Again.
Pivot holding the zone for St. Mary's. They've got to be thinking, what in the world do we need to do to score?
Well, they haven't scored since the opening period. 2 for Orchard Lake St. Mary's in the first. Brighton with 2 in that second.
Brighton cannot clear. Point shot blocked. A Brighton man is down as he blocked it off his hand. Sater gave up his body.
Yeah, got him in the left hand. He's still favoring it. Shaking it, trying to shake that off, but those are tough to shake off. They sting.
Oh, man, on a quick recycle, St. Mary's thought they had it, but it was an offside play. Morad was offside.
And Sater, he's off the bench now, looking down to our left. And the trainer's going to take a look, wrap him up. He's showing his hand to one of the assistant coaches. He said, "I'm fine, coach, put me in."
There's not a hockey player alive who would admit that they're actually hurt and need to leave the game.
Very true.
Upper body injury, I'm good.
Yeah, that's right.
St. Mary's buzzing again. Here's Brennan Morgan. Saucer pass behind the net in front. Guess who again?
Wow.
Nickerson, my goodness.
Unreal.
Out to center it comes Lane Pettit. Walking right. That was an onside play apparently. Cam Duffany in front.
Oh.
Save made to the other end by Fett.
Wow.
Brighton still buzzing. Pass got tipped. St. Mary's can't clear the zone. Massive humanity dug out by the Eaglets. 2-on-1 developing. Shot, save, Nickerson. And now he's given a shove.
That was one of the easier saves he's made tonight.
Right. I mean, this is the second game of the year.
Yeah.
This feels like the 40th game of the year.
It feels pretty good. Chance in front there. Fett with a stop at the other end. He's like, I need to get into the action here. It's been Nickerson that has just made save after save after save and keeps it 2-2 here, Evan.
What's the trickiest thing in hockey to run into?
Hot goalie.
Hot goalie.
Yeah.
St. Mary's has run into a hot goalie after the first period.
He's blazing hot.
So we're going to have Winston Lurch taking the face-off for Brighton. Kyle Kavik, senior captain for St. Mary's, opposing him. Brighton wins another face-off. It's been such a factor in their favor tonight. Davatilla for Brighton fishes it out behind the net. Played back to the left point and rimmed around the roulette wheel where St. Mary's can find it. This puck is out to center. Waffling puck as bodies collide. A Brighton man went to the penalty box, but the Bulldogs pick it ahead and shoot. That made the save.
It's going to be a penalty on St. Mary's. Their player, I can't see who it is right now, but it was in the corner. He got his stick up high. I think he got him in the side of the head. He's pleading his case, but it's going to be to no avail. And Brighton's going to get a power play. It's Johnston, the young sophomore, just got engaged in a battle, but that stick came up in the side of the Brighton player's helmet. Had a good look at it live, and he's going to sit here for 2 or less because of this. Watch 21 here, right there. Put the stick up there in the side of the head of Winston Lurch, and that's 2 minutes every single time. So a critical power play here coming up for Brighton. And a critical kill for St. Mary's.
Brighton 1 for 4 on the man advantage tonight, Ben.
Yep.
Brighton wins another faceoff.
Yep, you said that a lot tonight.
Yes, we have.
You have.
Did they pay us extra for saying that?
No.
We'll keep saying it. Shot from the slot got blocked. Played back to the left point. Kick save, Fetz. And that one is into the benches, a mistake. It stays offensive zone faceoff.
Yep, that's right. So Brighton will change up. Birchfield comes on, 26. If you've been watching the game, I've been really on him. He's played a really good game in all 3 zones. He came out early with a nice hit, and it's kind of carried over. He stepped it up even more in the second, so he's on the right wing here on this power play set.
St. Mary's wins the faceoff this time. That puck is out to center. Defenseman Bankner tried to keep it in, but it was over his outstretched glove. Back into the D zone it goes for St. Mary's on a pivotal kill here.
Well, we're down to 7.5 to go. Who's going to step up?
Pass left side. Room. Kelly. Great back check by Birchfield. Slot shot blocked on its way toward the net. Oof. Birchfield, a monster hit near side of the ice.
Look
in
out.
front, Kelly's shot tipped out of play.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Evan. They called another penalty on Noah Sater, so that evened things out.
Yep.
And I didn't see when that was called. I'll be honest with you, but you skate 5-on-5 here.
Again, the rankings in Division 1. Brighton, Division 1,
yep.
4th. The team they lost to in the state title game, Catholic Central, number 1. CC played Heartland the other night, and CC
Smoked
beat them
them
convincingly. Yeah.
What, 7-1, I believe it was? Took care of them.
It was not good for Heartland.
No.
Pass in front just goes wide left. A good look in front. And Fett cut down the angle as Pettit tried to squeeze it in.
Sure did.
Under 7 minutes to play. And a whistle behind the play. In Division 3, where St. Mary's resides, they're 3rd. You got Flint Powers Catholic at 1. Cranbrook, who's always great, at number 4. There's a lot of good teams in Division 3 as well.
Calumet, they're always in there. Got to give a little love for the Yoop. Houghton in there as well. Great teams, great programs.
Big weekend for the UP, and Nonogany is going for a state football championship this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Iron Mountain tried to win one in basketball a couple of years ago and lost in a game that they don't want to remember. There was some questionable officiating.
Uh-oh.
Up comes St. Mary's. Shot save Nickerson. Pass in front got tipped. This is played behind the net, coming up on 6.5 to go. Into the corner it goes. Fish free by Brighton. Turnover St. Mary's. Eaglets with the puck. Morgan tried to walk in front, lost it. Brighton finds it, out to center. This pass tipped ahead. Space for the Bulldogs. Now an attempted feed to the front gets tipped and out to center. Both teams, Ben, trying to get new bodies on the ice. You can tell late in an intense game like this, gas tank is running low.
Yep, it is, and 30-second shifts, maybe even 25 at this point for both clubs as the puck sails down the ice.
Yeah, right there, that's the shot that tells the story of this hockey game.
It sure is.
Tired bodies, hands on hips. What a game.
It's been a great one. First period, Orchard Lake St. Mary's had 2. Brighton tied it up in the second. kind of found their footing a little bit more, and that certainly woke up Brian Cleno's team, and they brought it right back. Both teams with plenty of octane in their offensive game. But the goalie stealing the show tonight.
Slap shot from the point got tipped wide. Reese Williams let it go. Wobbling puck. Williams keeps the zone, right side of the ice. Brighton cannot clear the zone. St. Mary's keeps. Evan Wollards. Still's got that puck. Up ahead of the breakout and out to center. Brighton strides ahead with Birchfield. Birchfield walking right. Charlie Birchfield pass in front. Just missed.
He's making things happen everywhere.
St. Mary's strides ahead. Still on the backhand, falling down, Matthew Waring. And then he gave a big hit behind the play. No whistle. Brighton bench hated that.
Good physical play by him. Nothing wrong with that. Look out!
And a big collision, middle of the ice. Wollard had the bigger blow. Brighton in the offensive zone. Waiting for an extra defender to join the rush. Slot shot, kick save Fett. Bulldogs still holding offensive zone. Back to the left point. Swing and a miss on the shot. St. Mary's can step ahead. One-on-one with Brendan Kelly. Now it's a 2-on-1. Pass in front, score! Hunter Morris! 3-2 St. Mary's. Ryan Nickerson, the netminder for Brighton, has played amazing all night. But right here, just too much pressure from the Eaglets.
No stopping that one, and Morris is one of the guys that their coach told us he's one of our leaders, and that's what you want to see from your leaders in crunch time. 4 and change to go, gets open, great look at it. He's 2 strides in front of the nearest defender, and there's nothing that Nickerson can do on that one. Beautiful touch, beautiful finish there to give Orchard Lake St. Mary's a 1-goal lead.
Their first lead since the second period.
Yeah.
Led 2-0 after 1. Brighton was chipping away. They tied the game. But now the Bulldogs need an answer with 4 minutes to go.
They do, and they're going to come with a push. You know it.
At what point, Ben, if you're Kurt Kavisto on that bench for Brighton, at what point do you think about pulling the netminder here?
I'd say around probably the 140 mark, 145. I don't think he does it any earlier than that. But that would be my best thought on it.
The Patrick Waugh school of thought, pull him with 3 minutes. That's not really in vogue anymore.
Jeff Jackson, the longtime Notre Dame coach, I've done games where he pulled a goalie with 9 minutes left. So you never know, but that would be my best guess. We'll see how much time they spend in the offensive zone here, and they've spent plenty of it.
Big shot saved.
Oh.
Fett with a good stop. Back to the blue line. Shot got tipped by Brennan Morgan, who has been all over the ice tonight.
Love the way he's played.
Brighton changes behind the play. This is McMullen stepping ahead. A defenseman who does not skate like a normal defenseman. Brighton setting up shop behind the net. Under 3 to go in one heck of a hockey game. Back to the blue line it comes.
Oh.
Big shot. Blocker
Wow.
save Fett. One of his best of the night.
Yeah, Fett countering Nickerson at the other end. Man, what a stop that was. That was labeled.
Off the bench, shot save Fett again, freezing on the shot from Wollards.
So an O-zone draw coming up here for Brighton. Nickerson, no indication, although I'm watching down at their bench, and it looks like he's going to pull him now. Well, he's going to bring him to the tops of the circles. So they're in position. They win this draw. He's going to be coming to the bench as the Brighton goaltender. Ryan Nickerson here with 2.5 to go.
Brighton wins another faceoff. There goes Nickerson with 2.5 to play.
Net's empty. Extra guy on is Lurch.
Sandwich in the corner. This puck is out to center.
Okay, I was off by a minute.
Well, Brighton is going to push the chips to the table a little early in the night.
They are.
St. Mary's has the only goal in this third. They just got it from Hunter Morris. Slap shot, save Fett. I don't think Birchfield got all he wanted to on that.
No, he didn't, and we're watching him. He's got the stick over. There he is, right there. That's his reaction. You're right. He didn't like what he got on it. He had a good opportunity from a tough angle, but Fett's a big young lad in there, north of 6 foot, and was able to get it, and Birchfield's gonna come off now. They'll get him off for the time being, but you know the way he's played, he's going back on once he's got his wind back.
Pennant against Kavik for the biggest face-off of the night, and the senior captain for St. Mary's won it. All the way down the ice it comes. Cretu, the captain, battling, couldn't finish. Under 2 to go.
It's a good play by McMullen. That's not an easy play to make, and he made it to keep his team alive, down just 1 here.
Still time for Brighton, but that clock is ticking. Open net, great block, a save by McMullen to save the game for now.
Yep, 2 great plays he's made. Let's see if it makes a difference, Evan.
Brighton coming ahead, 90 seconds to play. Shot, save, and a whistle. Fed again.
Birchfield right back over, and we're gonna get a timeout. Brighton's gonna take their timeout here with 90 seconds to go. So the beauty of where we are may come in to help us a lot here, because I'm looking down at the coach's grease board. We may be able to see exactly what they want to try and do here.
There's the coaching staff for Brighton drawing it up. If you're the coaching staff for Brighton, what are you doing?
Everybody to the net. Get 3 bodies to the net. Keep your points. You got the extra guy, put him high in the slot, just beneath the top of the circle, and get bodies to the net. Get in front of Fett. He's a bigger goalie, as I mentioned. Get in front of him, take his eyes away, and just get everything at the net. Throw the kitchen sink, throw it all in there, and force him to make a stop and see what happens. That's what I'm thinking. See if they agree.
It's been a great hockey game. St. Mary's scored twice in the first.
Yep.
Moran Morgan scored to give them a 2-0 lead. Brighton scored twice in the second to tie it with Vincent and Duffany. And then the goal for Morris here in the third has given St. Mary's the lead, and they're trying to hang on with 90 seconds left.
Yeah, what a goal. What a big moment for Morris. Comes in and gets one over the glove side of Nickerson, who's played unbelievable in this game. I mean, if Brighton loses this game, I mean, to me, that kid was their best player in the game. And one more look at right now, the difference in this hockey game, that goal scored by Hunter Morris.
Brighton wins another faceoff. What they've been doing all night. Operating O-zone, they need a goal to tie. Pass to the right side. Top of the circle shot. Save made, and the rebound goes to Fett for another whistle.
Well, you saw right there, that's exactly what they did. A guy on each side of the crease, a guy on top of the crease, and Fett was able to find it. Here's the look from the corner, and Fett can see it there. I'd like to see that top guy a little bit closer to the crease, try to take his eyes away a little bit more. But a good job by Orchard Lake St. Mary's. They're defending that as well with the extra guy on.
Big face-off with 1:16 to go. They wave Kavik out of the circle for St. Mary's. Matthew Waring to take it now. And the puck is to the near hashes, down the ice at the empty net. Oh! There's your cherry on top of the sundae. All the way down the ice and home, and St. Mary's can smell it.
A little bocce ball touch on that one. Beautiful shot from long range into that open net. Still 1:08 left, but right now St. Mary's with a 2-goal lead here. Watch this shot. I mean, that's from distance. That's what you do in practice, trying to just chuck them into that net. And that's a beautiful touch to make it 4-2.
It's like Scoro in an NHL game.
Right?
The goal goes to Matthew Waring.
Yep.
The senior has put St. Mary's in a spot to win the hockey game. Still time for Brighton.
Oof.
Another kick save, Fett. I mean, we talked about Nickerson for so much of this third, but Fett down the stretch has been money for St. Mary's.
He really has. Since they got the goal, he's elevated his game like Nickerson did throughout the second and third, and that's what you want to see.
Brighton's pulled the netminder again. I guess why not?
Yep.
Got blocked. St. Mary's down the ice again, into the empty net again.
Wow.
I think Waring got it again. 2 empty net goals. Not too bad.
They don't ask how, just how many, right?
I suppose.
The student section enjoying it. So this one, both from the same distance. Both from about 180 feet. 175 maybe, but good touch on both those to make it 5-2 and salt this one away.
We learned one thing tonight. Matthew Waring's got to go try Scoro at the next Little Caesars Arena Red Wings hockey game, because that man will make the crowd happy. That thing's going in the net.
Yeah.
Well, this was an awesome game between a couple of teams that played for state championships last year, and now this is not what you want to see late in the hockey game.
Now, Birchfield's he's frustrated. He's played too good of a hockey game to do that, in my opinion. I get it, but he's played too good of a game. I thought he was their best forward in this game, and he's going to get the gate here in the final seconds here.
Great matchup. St. Mary's and Brighton, a familiar rivalry. And this one going to go to St. Mary's, but as we open the broadcast with, Ben, I think both teams, you take some negative, sure, but I think there's a lot of positive for both sides tonight.
Oh, no question. I mean, this is a 5-2 game with 2 empty net goals. I mean, that's how I'm looking at it if I'm on the losing side of it. You played toe-to-toe with him. Your goaltender stood on his head. They score on a 2-on-1. That's the difference in the game. And, yeah, I think there are a lot of positives. I'm sure that Brighton would have liked to have had a better start, but they didn't. And St. Mary's wins it.
5-2 your final. 3 third-period goals for the Eaglets. Hunter Morris, the game winner, with about 4 to go. And Matthew Waring scores 2 empty netters late. Big pile up in front of the student section. A 2-0 start to the year for St. Mary's, and a win that'll make all that turkey tomorrow taste even better.
It will, and I mean, this is going to be a really good team. We know that. They've got a lot of veteran leadership. They've got some really good youth. They've got a lot of skill on this team. The guy, you know what? The guy that should be at the head of the line is Brennan Morgan. I love the way this guy played. The diminutive one played like he was 6'7" in this game, leading the way for St. Mary's through the handshake line.
A lot to wrap up from this one. We're back to talk about it right after this.
Every day is sweet when we're serving you Blizzard treats. Like M&M's, cookie dough, Reese's, and new Oreo fudge brownie. All made with our world-famous vanilla soft serve. Thanks for being our fans for all these years. And here's to many more. DQ, happy tastes good.
We begin with your dream, your drive, your grit, the heart and vision of every member of your team. We take it all, and from those threads of greatness, we weave a uniform of a champion. In many ways, our sport is just like yours. We've brought together a team of elite designers. We've put in the time and the sweat, perfecting our craft over 14 years. We've outfitted thousands of teams for thousands of victories, approaching each new project, each new game, like it's the only one we'll ever play. And let's be honest, we've done it all with a quality so unmatched that some can't help but call it perfection. You know, it's more than just a shirt. Look like a champion, play like a champion. A champion powered by the G. Hashtag GBrandUSA. GBrandUSA. Elite design, unmatched quality, American pride. We're proudly made in the USA.
Hi folks, Dr. Joe here again with Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. Did you know that kids are not little adults when it comes to sports injuries? That's because of something called the growth plate. Growth plates exist all over the human body in our growing athletes. They're actually little cartilage discs that exist at the end of all the long bones. It's simply where a kid grows. The problem is that the growth plate can be the weak link. What might be a sprain, a strain, or a tear in an adult when they hurt themselves can actually be a growth plate fracture in a kid. So it's important, if your kid has hurt themselves and they're not using their arm or they're not able to put weight on a leg, come see one of us, get an x-ray, and make sure it's not a growth plate fracture. For more information, go to miorthosurgeons.com.
We are back after one heck of a hockey game in the second game of the year for Brighton and St. Mary's. Two programs who want to compete for a state championship. But the way they played tonight, I think there's a lot of good hockey in their future. St. Mary's wins this one, but both teams play a really entertaining hockey game. Evan Stockton, Ben Holden, glad you're making a little more time for us here on a Wednesday night. Happy Thanksgiving to you, by the way. This was a heck of a warm-up. What a hockey game, huh?
It was. I mean, the shot difference was 1. Whoops, sorry about that.
You're good.
Shot difference was 1 in the game. Couple of empty net goals at the end. Like I said before we went off, I mean, if you're Brighton, you're saying we lost a 1-goal game here. In the end, it goes down as 3 with the 2 empty netters. If you're Orchard Lake St. Mary's, great start in the game. You get up 2-0. Brighton comes. They give a little pushback. They punch you in the face a little bit, not literally, but they come back and they play with their pace and tempo they want to play with. And I think that brought the best out of St. Mary's in that second because they didn't have any other choice except to step up. And we saw what Nickerson did in net. I mean, he was, to me, he's still the second star of this game for me. He might even be the number 1 star, but he's second in my book.
Yeah, as we get a look at some of the highlights from this game, that was the beauty of it. St. Mary's scores twice early, and it looks like maybe this is Eaglets all night long. But then the opportunities started coming for Brighton in the second, and as we went down the stretch, yeah, there was some goal scoring, but also some really great saves for both sides, too.
They were, and let's not discredit Michael Fett. I mean, he played outstanding. When they got that go-ahead goal with 4:18 to go in the third period, he was tested a lot. Brighton pulled the goalie with 2:38 to go. So Kurt Kivisto and his guys, they put some pressure on. And this young man, one of their seniors, those seniors got to carry your team in the high school hockey ranks, in my opinion. They all did. The young man that scored the game winner was one of their seniors, Morris, and then the 2 empty netters from Waring there to salt it away for the Eaglets.
Fun one on the night before Thanksgiving. St. Mary's and Brighton, a couple of hockey programs who will make fans jump up and down like that throughout the year. They're both very, very good. Thanks again for making a little time for us tonight on The Prep. For Ben, Alex, Pat, Chad, James, and everyone who was here tonight at the rink, Evan saying so long, good night. St. Mary's wins one whale of a hockey game. What's going to be a fun year of hockey in the state of Michigan. Have a great night. Go have a fun Thanksgiving.